and welcome to the Enchantress Society with Tia Johnson, a place where you get to be you, where you get to unlock your magic in a sacred and judgment-free zone. The Enchantress Society is your witchy sisterhood of enchanting women who guides and supports you along your spiritual journey from the mundane to the magical. I invite you to sit for a spell as I interview guests and spill the spiritual tea on how we can create the magical life we deserve. Hello, Enchantresses. Here we are, the final episode of the first month of the new year. This is crazy. Where has the time gone? All the more reason to focus on achieving our goals and personal growth, among other things, because as the saying goes, time waits for no one. So let's get into this must-have ingredients for Spellwork. I wanted to have this episode because we talk so much about foundational work throughout this month and the past few months. And so let's dive into applying some of these things in the Spellwork sense. If you've been following this podcast for a while, you know that I am someone who is an advocate of framework, foundational work, because to just say, hey, let's do spell work and ritual is going to be so much fun, which it can be, but your spells won't be as potent, or they won't, the results won't show up in various ways, because there's that foundational work, that internal work that has to be done. As I say, you don't have to be 100% confident. You just need to be confident enough. But if you doubt yourself so much so that it overrides even that amount of confidence you have within, yeah, your spell work won't be powerful. If you have boundary issues, it just won't be as powerful. Okay. So I wanted to give you some must-have ingredients, and it's a catchphrase, right? Must have. This is at your discretion. These are some of the things that I recommend to you. Of course, there's a slew of recommendations that I have, but for the interest of time, we're going to narrow it down. No worries. I have point of reference for you, so you can do more individual work and take it from there. So before we dive into the ingredients, as a reminder, if we are not connected on Instagram, now is the time. Okay, so on Instagram, my main page is cosmic_witch_goddess, and the podcast page is enchantress_society_podcast. The link is in the description for this episode. So don't worry about trying to spell it and write it out. Like, oh no. And finally, the Cosmic Goddess Mastermind enrollment is still open. We begin on the 31st. So you have a few days left, and I'm so excited for this. Even if you are new to understanding the cosmos and etc., this is for you as well. I did a recent live stream about it, a brief one, and there's another one coming up to answer questions. But in a nutshell, I will be guiding you through and teach you about your cosmic blueprint. So we're going to really be focusing on your sun, moon, and rising signs, the importance of that, the bank of the universe, right? So we can tap into that frequency to bring in more abundance, cosmic magic, understanding planetary magic, helping you to get through Mercury retrograde each and every time, okay? Working with cosmic goddesses, and your life purpose. Okay, so I talk about the cosmic waiting room, embodying who we want to be so we can live our life purpose. We're going to talk a little bit about starseed connections, and you're going to have a cosmic playbook so you can have strategies even after the mastermind. Okay, so the link to enroll is in the description description of this episode. And there are 3 ways you can invest to be part of this mastermind. And one includes a $37 12-month investment plan. Okay, so there's 3 beautiful ways to do it. Click the link. And if it resonates with you, I would love to see you in the mastermind. All right. And this also includes live Q&A, weekly live Q&As. This is go at your own pace. So you have access to the videos and worksheets, breaks in between the classes. So if you feel like you're falling behind, you still have time to catch up, even though this is at your own pace. Okay, Enchantress. All right. Now the ingredients. Speaking of ingredients, okay, I'm all about my Nespresso. I've been talking about this in my email. I am drinking the Costa Rica coffee, and it's pretty good. I'm enjoying this. I'm in heaven. It is also an ingredient I recommend, coffee. And this is a sidebar. I drink my coffee, no cream, no sugar. Rare occasions I add cream and sugar, but there's so much power in coffee, and it's great for anti-inflammatory purposes, among other things. So that's just my side note for that. All right, so here's the list, and the reference I am using is Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. And what I love about this book is that it breaks down the genealogy of the plants and fruits, etc. And it just really helps you understand the properties. All right. Now, the recommendations I'm making are food, candles, crystals, playlists, and it's also twofold, meaning that this can be undetected by muggles. Okay. I understand that so many of you are either in the spiritual closet, the witchy spiritual closet, or it's just a personal practice for you. Okay. And sometimes it's just not safe to practice where you're at. I totally understand that. So the recommendations I make are ways for you to be discreet. Let's begin with the foods. Apples. I love apples. And what I recommend to you are the very things that I use. So with apples, and especially in the witchy community and pop culture, it's pretty infamous, right? The seduction of an apple, the poisonous apple, but it really has good properties. Okay, so this is also known as fruit of the gods, fruit of the underworld. So if you are connecting with, dark goddesses or even, god Hades, this is even greater for you. Also known as the tree of love. Okay, the gender is feminine, planet ruled is Venus, and the powers that it gives is love, healing, and a sense of immortality. So to use an apple, you can use it as part of your sex magic. You can use it just to feel, especially during the fall seasons, more in tune with your witchiness. You can cut the apple in a certain way to get a star. You can use the seeds, and you can do a cute little spell where before you slice the apple, you can ask a question, a yes/no question. And if the seeds are even, it's yes. If it's odd, then no. Okay. And don't worry if you look somewhere else and it says if it's odd, yes, and even, you call it. Okay. So you can go even yes, odds no, concentrate, slice the apple, count the seeds, you have your answer. Okay. You can use apples in, baking a pie, things like that. And, give it to your lover to really promote even more romantic love and sexuality. There are so many uses for an apple. Okay. Now, of course, there's the green apple, there are different color apples, and that's a whole nother story. I'm focusing right now just on the red apple. Okay. But green apple, you can just use the color association for the heart chakra. So you may want to eat a green apple to help get your heart chakra aligned. For healing color also is the color of green. for prosperity. That's the color of green. Okay, so don't get too caught up in the size of the apple because there's so many apples out there, Macintosh, Granny Apple, all these different apples. Okay, just pick apples that resonate with you. Go to your supermarket, just really take that deep breath. Okay, go in with that intention and awareness of what you're going to do. And, communicate that, put that out there. I'm going to pick apples that are going to be for my spell work. And I want the best apple, the juiciest apple, the most ripe apple. Okay. Next, cinnamon. Apples and cinnamon go hand in hand, right? I'm thinking apple crisp, which I love. All right. So folk name Sweetwood. Oh, that's pretty nice. Masculine is the gender. The planet is ruled by is the sun. Element fire. Deities Venus and Aphrodite. The powers include spirituality, success, healing, powers, psychic powers, lust, protection, and love. Okay, so you can use cinnamon in various ways. Cinnamon sticks. I posted a reel where I was burning cinnamon sticks in my cauldron. You can put cinnamon in your food and really do a combination of intention and visualization. Think about how you feel when you're using cinnamon with any of these foods I'm recommending. Okay, and when you do that, really pour into it. Okay, so for example, if you want to focus on, let's pick one, love. Let's just stick with love because this is the last episode and we're rolling right into St. Valentine's Day or Valentine's Day soon. All right, so let's say you want to focus on love and let's say you just want to make apple crisp, right? So you're going to have, and let's say love with your partner, you want to increase the love, that romantic love, that passionate love, okay? This can also apply for you, but let's focus on that one. As you have the cinnamon, in your hand, maybe you purchase cinnamon is in a jar. While you're shaking it, you can say things like, our love grows with each shake. Our love gets stronger with each shake. So it is a love spell, but you're not forcing anyone to love you. You just want to amplify the love that's already there. You want to take it to the next level, okay? Because we don't want to force anyone to love us, all right? Okay? So this is all about bringing in more love, okay? Shake it. With every shake, our love increases. With every shake, more love is surrounded around us. It's just a swirl of love. And then smell the cinnamon. Imagine how great this food is going to taste, which is funny because cinnamon itself doesn't taste good, but when you combine it with food, it tastes amazing, right? And it smells so dang good. So really get into the senses when you're doing this. Imagine you and your lover doing cute couple things, right? Doing your little quirky things and stuff like that. Get into that visualization and feeling of it. All right, next, lemon. I really love lemon because it's so zesty. And the best thing about this is that you can put lemon in like a little squirt bottle or even in like a bucket or, for mopping. And people will never know the difference and I'm going to also give you some witty look at the left hand, not what the right hand is doing for muggles in case you're in a situation where they're just like, you're using an awful lot of lemons and apples lately. Okay. So just hang tight for that. All right, lemon, the gender is feminine. And when I say gender, feminine energy is receiving, and masculine energy is giving. So, for example, with the cinnamon, that was the masculine energy. So think about the love that you're going to give, the protection you're going to give to protect your love, right? So you keep certain things private, you keep your business offline. Okay. So the gender is feminine, planet moon, element water, powers longevity, purification, love, and friendship. Lemon juice mixed with water is the resultant mixture used to wash amulets, jewelry, other magical objects. all right, that had been attained secondhand. But this also helps to remove negativity. Again, bring zest to your life because it's so zesty. A great cleansing, or is just a great use for cleansing in your household or any area. So you can even take the lemon and squeeze it on a rag, or just use it and rub it against your windowsills, your doorknob, and you can just say things like, for example, longevity, abundance, all the good things, health. That's longevity. I'm bringing all this longevity in all the areas in my life. I welcome that. I turn the knob and open a door to that, right? And then you can wipe the knob down so that way it's not, all, with the little C's and stuff on there. But you get what I'm saying. Welcoming friendship. You can even make, so I'm someone who eats a lemon. Like I can just eat a lemon. I know it's crazy. It's like, oh my God, it's so sour, whatever. But it's one of those things I could just get a slice, eat it, no problem. So you can even do that and focus on increasing or attracting friendships, understanding that I'm going to bring this new wonderful love in my life, or friendships, or I'm going to purify my area because it's a little bit stagnant. I'm going to open up windows. And this is how you can use lemon. All right, let's go on to the next one. We got a few more, and then we're going to switch to candles. Nutmeg. I love the smell of nutmeg. All right, the gender is masculine, planet Jupiter, element fire, powers luck, money, health, fidelity. Nutmegs have long been carried as good luck charms and are strung with stars, star anise, and tonka beans for a potent herbal necklace. So you may not want to wear it as a necklace if you're trying to be discreet. But here's the thing, nutmeg is great for money, among other things, and health. So again, you can use nutmeg in your ingredients. So you're starting to catch, the trend here. You can use it for sweet potatoes, right? When you make your sweet potato pie, however you choose to use nutmeg, combine it with visualization, intention, and your senses. Really start to embody what you're doing while you're doing it. So if you are making, let's say, a pot of soup, whatever, and I'm just making this up, but let's say you just add a little teaspoon or whatever of nutmeg in there. Smell that aroma. Imagine you being in that frequency of attracting money. Imagine money just dancing right into your bank account. I know it sounds crazy to think like, oh, money easily comes to me, but we just got to work through that to help shift our mindsets and how we proactively go out into the world and have that relationship with money. Okay, so it's not just, I'm going to visualize it and have that intention. You have to really embody that. That's why I focus on the earlier episode with visualization, is really embodying that. You to just visualize, then everyone would have money, right? I can just visualize, a couple of $100 bills and they would be here. But when you really get into it, really think about that, really feel that. How would it feel to have money just swirling around you, just really being there for you and supporting you and working for you? When you're using nutmeg, think of that. All right. And then I'm going to talk about orange and pepper, and we're going to go to the next one. And again, these are all things that I have used. All right, orange, love fruit is another name for it. I like that, love fruit. The gender is masculine, planet sun, element fire. So this is really all about just giving it out there, trailblazing, love, divination, luck, money. So pretty much similar to nutmeg. And it states here, dried, peeled, and seeds are added to love sachets and flowers to those sachets designed to lead to wed bliss. Okay. The fresh or dry blossoms added to the bath make the bath more, or the bather more attractive. So you can also use oranges for glamour magic. You can create a spiritual bath where you have that orange fragrance, maybe just the pills in the bath. Okay. You can use this for divination, however you see fit. One way you can do it, my guys are just showing me, you can peel the orange in various ways, throw it up in the air. You can use it like a rune of sorts, or see odds and evens, see where it falls on one side or the other. That's the great thing about spell and spell work, is that you can create your own spells. Okay. So if you want to say peel an orange, and let's say you're going to count how many pills you can get from the orange without it breaking off. Even eye, yes or no. Longevity, month, 2 months, 3 months. Even so, just figure out how you want to do that, because this is your journey. So you get to determine that spell work, how that's going to look. But just know that you can use this for love as well, and luck. Right? Oranges smell pretty good, and it arouses the senses, and doesn't have to be a sexual thing. It could just give you that second win. Okay. And pepper and pineapple. And then we're going to move on to candles. All right, here we go. I like pepper to put, but black pepper in particular, to put outside my doorway, just to help with protection. But here in the book, it is masculine, planet Mars, element fire, for protection and exorcism. Pepper is added to amulets to protect against the evil eye. So it's great for protection. If you are just like, I don't want to put pepper outside my home, I don't want people tracking that into my home, you could put it around your step area just a little bit. You can put some, below your windowsill on the outside. You can have it in a way that is not going to track in your home. So you can have it along the sides. You can even, one thing my grandmother used to say is like, toss it in the wind, right? So you can toss the black pepper in the wind, stand outside your home, toss it out front, and, just say, swirl around my home and protect it. If you're in an apartment building, or somewhere where you can't do that, you can use black pepper in your cooking. Okay. And as you are using black pepper, you can say, with each bite, my protection, the protection of the universe, protection of my guide surrounds me, protects me at all times. Now, this does not mean you do not use common sense. This means this is an add-on. It's just like when we're in a car, we have brakes and our seatbelts and the airbag and the glass. Well, it's usually like a form of glass, and it's several inches thick. Why? Because we need all those reinforcements, because you can hit the brakes, but you may jerk and your head may hit the steering wheel, right? So you have the seatbelt. There's so many things to provide backup. Okay. So this is an add-on. Okay. Still lock your doors at night. Check your windows. Make sure your alarm is on. Okay. This is just a plus, and it helps with psychic attacks. All right. Last but not least, the pineapple, which I absolutely love. Okay. I thought I had the tab here. One moment as I get to, there we go. All righty. Pineapple, gender masculine, planet sun, element fire, powers luck, money, chastity. Dry pineapple is placed in bags and added to baths to draw good luck to the bather. The juice is added as well. Pineapple juice is drunk to hinder lust, and dry pill or flesh is added to money mixtures. So if you want to increase the money in your life, want to increase luck, maybe you want to focus on chastity a little bit, pineapples, I think a pineapple is very seductive. Okay, as it talked about, it could hinder lust, but I look at it as it promoting lust, promoting just having a succulent, juicy life, right? Like when you have a really good pineapple, it's just so amazing. And it just feels like an abundance of flavor. You know what I mean? Like it's just something that just keeps on giving. So to focus on that, using pineapples can be you focusing on that abundance, just that, especially like I said, when it's very succulent, it's just so fresh and so great. Now, if you don't like pineapples, that's okay. There are other succulent fruits out there, but this is to get you started. And it's also a way for you, again, to be discreet. Notice how I didn't say bay leaves, because that's a little bit hard to explain, because you're not really using that to cook with some maybe, I don't know, you could, but that could be a little bit harder, right? But you could put some bay leaves in your wallet, and that can help you to bring in more money. All right, so those are some of the foods that I recommend. Next are candles. And the cool thing about this is that you can get candles in just about any form. You can get the big candles that have, the crystals on top and things like that, but we're focusing on being discreet. You can go to the dollar store, Walmart, whatever, wherever, and get white, blue, green candles, and you can even get it around a holiday. So for example, Valentine's Day is coming up, and maybe you want to do spell work for love. So you got your apples, you got your cinnamon, you got your nutmeg, and now you have your pink and red candles. Now, when you have your friends come over who aren't spiritual, or maybe if they are spiritual, you just want them to be private, that's not as obvious. It looks like a cool aesthetic. Oh, okay, she's getting into Valentine's Day. That's really cool. And meanwhile, you're like, he. Okay, because sometimes we can't have the candles where we want it, in a private place, and it's a little bit more open. So this is a cool way to be discreet with that. Now, so yeah, you can go get big candles, small candles. You can get birthday candles, the one that has like blue and then swirl with white. You can get small, those little, what do you call them, votive candles. Focus on the color. Okay, big, small, doesn't matter. Focus on the color. Make sure you have a nice little dish so that way it catches the wax. Okay, make sure you get the candles where the wick, once the fire burns out, that's it. It doesn't stay, like it goes out. Now with the candles, you can add your oil on there. So if you have oil that you purchase from a witch or another spiritual person, and you can keep that bottle, in your drawer or somewhere where no one can see it, you can pull it out. You can wipe, you can take your fingers and just, anoint the candle. Okay. You can take a needle or, some device where you can carve it like a nail, that little nail cleaner, that comes with the nail clipper, and you can carve in there lightly, what you want: prosperity, health, abundance, magic increase, like, increasing your magic, your health, your abundance, all that. You can write that there. You can even have a little sigil on the candle and then turn it so that way the sigil is facing towards a wall. No one sees that, because who else is going to light the candle? No one's going to want to touch it, right? You can even do a combination of, taking that needle, carving in your words or sigil or just a regular symbol, and then anoint it with the oil, surrounded. So not on top of the candle, just around the candle. Okay. So that's one way that is so cool to work with candles, and it can still be at least somewhat private for you. And you can focus on that flame to help you with your concentration. Okay. And then you can learn about what happens when, or what does that mean when the flame goes right, left, when it's high and bold, when it crackles and stuff like that. You can get to that later. Right now, let's just concentrate on the flame and the color that you're drawn to. And it will change over time. For example, you may get a blue candle to help with your throat chakra. And then maybe a few months later, you get another blue candle, but it's to help you to connect with something else. Okay. Keep that in mind as well. Things do change. crystals. The safest one that can pretty much go undetected is a crystal salt lamp because it's more trendy right now. It's nice for aesthetic, right? It's cool. It's somewhat acceptable, more so than regular crystals. Like, oh, okay, there's a crystal salt lamp. There's a little light in there. And the thing about crystal salt lamp is that it really helps the environment. And when I say the environment, I mean your environment. So if you have a living room, your bedroom, that's how it can help you. So it helps with sleeping. It helps to change really the actual atmosphere. And I'm actually pulling up an article now because I'm trying to remember exactly how it changes. And I believe it puts the negative ions in the air that changes the environment. So that way it's more of a relaxing state and more of a positive energy state. So it cleanses the air. Here we go. I'm just scrolling down here. All right. So it states the crystal salt lamp helps purify and deodorize the air. In other words, the salt in the lamps attracts water molecules from the air, absorbs the molecules, as well as any allergens they may be carrying. Once the water evaporates, the allergens include dust, pet dander, etc. Okay. So this is something that you can have throughout the house, and you can just give it the scientific reasoning to the people. Okay, so here it goes. It balances electromagnetic radiation. The appliances that we use daily, yes, it gives off radiation. Okay, and I'm just scrolling down here. I may have to look up the ion part because I want to make sure that I'm giving you the right information. So I'm just going to click here. Okay, here it goes. So for the energy levels, it states, and I'll put the link to this in the description of this episode so you can also do independent research. It states here, we are constantly surrounded by technological devices from computers to televisions. Okay, blah, 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 we know that. And refrigerator and freezers that put positive ions out into the environment. These positive ions have been found to negatively affect the body in a multitude of ways. Okay, so if you find that you are feeling, yeah, okay, so a Himalayan salt lamp puts out negative ions. There you go. By neutralizing the environment and improving energy levels. Okay, so I was right. The crystal salt lamp puts out negative ions to help neutralize the environment. So that way it's promoting those positive energy levels. So if you're feeling stagnant, a little bit sluggish in your home, in addition to opening your windows and bringing that fresh air in addition to using lemon to help you with bringing in that zest, you can use a crystal salt lamp. Now, I've also seen articles that state once you use that crystal salt lamp with the light bulb, it makes it better. But again, the link for this article will be in the description of this episode. So that's the crystal salt lamp. Now, playlists. I have playlists on my phone. So I don't have a Spotify playlist. I have a regular playlist on my phone with iTunes, and I have it called, one is Atia Witchy 2, like Roman numeral 2. And it's just a collection of music that makes me feel more witchy, spiritual, magical. Okay. And it's, I'll give you some of the songs here. Black Magic by Bad Woods, Honey by Luna Aura, Black Magic Woman by Carlos Santana, Moon Bay by Alexis Jackson. She was on a podcast. Let's see. She's My Witch by Kip Tyler. Have Mercy by Chloe. My Girlfriend is a Witch by October Country. I Am a Witch by Twin Temple. A Little Wicked by Valerie Broussard. So those are just some of the songs on my playlist. I encourage you to find songs that make you feel witchy, spiritual, enchanting, magical, all that jazz. And you don't have to name it, Tia Witchy, your name Witchy or Witchy Part 1, Witchy Part 2. It could just be, you can name it vibing music, relaxing music, however you think you need to word it. If you let people use your phone, no one uses my phone. So, but if they did, that's on them. No one told them to go into my playlist. So you can do that to help get you into that mood for spell work. Now, we went over foods, we went over candles, we went over crystal salt lamps, so crystals, and a playlist music. We're tapping into the senses, all the things, right? So now, how do I use this in Spellwork? Because these are some of the ingredients. Here's a way I do this. I put on music and I'm just vibing out to music for a while. I have it playing in the background. So it's connected to, my phone's connected to my TV and it's playing the music, or a stereo if I'm not home, a little portable, stereo. Okay. And let's pick one. Let's go with pineapple because I love pineapples. Okay. I want to bring in more abundance. And also keep in mind that even if a property of a food does not coincide with what you want, but you're being called to use it, use it. Meaning that, pineapples, it really isn't, I got to pull it back up. Like the emphasis was not on abundance. Here we go. One moment, I'm going to bring this back up. So the emphasis was not on abundance. It was just solely money. So when I use abundance, I'm using abundance as a whole, abundance in health, abundance in opportunities. But just to focus on money, right? I can eat a pineapple, but if I'm feeling abundance as a whole, because I associate that pineapple with just being so, flavorful and, just juicy, all that jazz, that's what I'm going to use. So I'm going to pick one of the songs that also makes me feel like, yeah, I got this. I'm going to bring this in. I'm attracting this. This is my desire. I'm starting off with that song and I'm going to get cozy. Maybe I'm going to wrap myself up in my heated blanket. Okay. And I'm going to take my time to eat that pineapple, really taste the flavor, take my time chewing it, visualize that abundance, that ongoing abundance. The pineapple's not dry. There's usually, some of the pineapple juice in a container, especially when it's just so fresh and great, right? So it's just like an overflow of abundance. So I'm looking at also the juice and the other pineapple slices, right? Like, oh man, there's so much abundance and I am going to get it all because there's still going to be more abundance. I'm not taking from anyone. So I'm already placing myself in that frequency by first raising my vibration by listening to music, getting comfortable, whether I'm curled up on a couch or I'm dancing around, really a two-step because I don't need to be dancing when I'm eating and choke. Okay. And really enjoying that process. Okay. And that's a simple, easy spell work. It's just really 3 steps: playing music, getting cozy. I can either, rock on my sectional or dance a little bit. And I'm enjoying what I'm eating. Well, actually 4. And then the visualizing, the feeling of the emotions, what that looks like for me. You can totally do that with other people around. You can just plug up your ears, right? You have your headphones in and you're just like, I'm just going to just eat this pineapple. But they don't know that you're listening to witchy music and you're enjoying your pineapple while you're curled up on the couch. They're thinking you're just being maybe, I don't know, antisocial for a little for a couple of minutes. Okay. Or maybe you could just take it to your room if you eat in your room. Okay. Even if you're baking apples, you're making apple crisp. Take your time. Instead of using the mix, what you call it, the little mixture thing. I forget what you call it. I see, that what do you call it? That tool you use to mix the cake batter. That instead of using that, mix it by hand, right? Mix it by hand. Use your that red spatula. I have a red spatula, and of course I have a red spatula, right? And just mix that in a bowl, and maybe get like a nice, beautiful wooden bowl to mix the sugar and the cinnamon and the nutmeg and the apple slices. Just really get involved in making that dish and visualize the love coming together. Visualize those ingredients being your love ingredients, right? Communication, vulnerability, cute little fun, quirky stuff that you guys do, right? Think about that. Like, oh man, nice car rides, walking, holding hands, all that stuff. Think about all the ingredients that make up your love or the love that you want to attract. So as you pouring all those ingredients into that beautiful wooden bowl and you're mixing it with your spatula, think about all that. Then, you're pouring it into another container so you can put it in the oven, enjoying the smells, watch how it just, bakes every now and then, play your music in the background. That's some of the most simple spell work that is also discreet. Okay. And don't forget, you're putting your TLC into this. This is why, our grandmother food tastes so much better, no matter how much we cook the same dish, because she has her magical element in there, that tender, loving care that only a grandmother can give. Right. And then with your children or your friends, you put that special magic in there that only you can give, that makes your food taste so much better. It's not about, secretly influencing people. No, you're pouring into that. Just like you pour into your friendships and into yourself. Okay. Now, when it comes to telling muggles, like, oh, that smells good. What you doing? Baking apple crisp. Man, you eat a lot of pineapples. Oh, yeah, I love pineapples. And supposedly, pineapples they make you even taste better, apparently, right? So, okay, so, all that goodness. You can hit them with some scientific facts, however you see fit until you get fully comfortable to say, oh, yeah, I'm working on a spell. Like, or you don't have to say anything at all. You don't have to share your apple crisp. Okay, so that's it in a nutshell. All right, of the ingredients for spell work. And as you grow in this, you will see, your spice cabinet or rack just get bigger and bigger, and you're going to experiment with more ingredients. I encourage you to get the Scott Cunningham's Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs. It really breaks it down, especially if you're looking to receive more. You can look at the feminine and masculine energies, and you can use more of the foods that can help you to be better at receiving, because what we put out there, right, what we want to manifest, we have to be ready to receive. So you can just, get some things and you can just say, I receive, I receive, I receive as you're eating it. Okay. So this is what I do. And it has helped me tremendously. It has made me more confident in my spell work because, again, these are things that are already here, right? It's already from the earth. Apples are being grown. All these things are already here from Mother Nature, courtesy of Mother Nature. So why not use it? They have multiple properties. Why not use it to the max? Why not use it to its full potential? Okay. So that wraps up this month. Wow. I can't believe it. I am really trying to digest that we are really wrapping up the first month of the year. I hope that this first month has been mostly kind to you. I know we're still dealing with a lot, but each day brings new opportunities, new beginnings, and a sense of getting us closer to where we want to be as long as we continue to do the work. All right. So I have a special series coming out for you in February. It's going to be fun. This is different. And I'm looking forward to it. I hope you enjoy it. I am sending you so much love, so many blessings. You know I'm rooting for you. Be kind to yourself. Until next time. Thank you so much for tuning in, Magical One. Let's keep in touch. Join the VIP email list by going to tiamariejohnson.com. And as always, I'm sending you lots of love, many blessings. I'm rooting for you. And remember to be kind to yourself. Until next time.